It's just a basic ceramic white container. I've taken this one, I took two large bows, snow-colored bows, and stuck them in each side of the foam. That's pretty easy to start. Then I took a little bit of that ribbon, added a big bowl right in the middle. And it kind of reminded me as I was making it, making traditional funeral work back in the day, we used a paper mache container. And you just take that number 40 ribbon and put a big bow. So I covered up a lot of the foam and the mechanics with that bow right off the start. And then honestly, we had two little pieces of the ribbon left over, that bright blue aqua ribbon, but two different types. So I used both of them. I just made a small group with some gathering over here and another one on this side. Here's more of that berry branch. Remember I talked to you earlier about that? It's like $1 each 5, but there's 3 groupings on there. These fantasy poinsettias again, those beautiful. And then this is that the antler thing I was talking to you about earlier in the red, and here it is in the aqua. Just a few ornaments added in. So very simple, actually pretty quick and easy to make. I thought I would do a companion piece with that. Now you can look and you won't find this fern. What I did was I was looking for some other white pine to use, and I couldn't find any. So I got the least expensive green pine that we had. Then I took a can of the holiday snow, it's like $4, and sprayed it, and I got the white pine I wanted. Just took a matter of a few minutes. Now I will tell you, I would let it dry overnight. I waited about an hour, I went back and I made the arrangement, but it was still a little damp. But by today, it's all very dry. So if you're gonna spray something with the flocking, I would do that. Kim grabbed this container. I was kind of mad. Isn't that a beautiful container? It's over in the wedding section, of course, in the very front of the store. And we have it in a gold black, and then we have it in this white chrome or mirrored finish. Can you see the spray of pearls that lines on the one side? And then the next panel is the mirror ball. Just a great functional container. Something that you could use as a prop as well as a holder for an arrangement. And Kim's just added a couple of those sprays I talked about, the pewter ornaments and the japonica, I believe that is. And then these, the branches, these are really different. They're pearl-wrapped branches. So take something very natural, woodsy, and just add a little bit of wire and pearl. Very nice look. These are a lot of fun. David's probably made up about 36 of these already, and we've sold probably about 28 of them. They made up really quick and easy. Just a little bit of ribbon, a couple of millimeter balls, and then of course the cubes. He's added a little bit of that snow-covered ivy to the base of it. Wouldn't that be great for somebody in their offices? Maybe somebody in a real estate office or a lawyer's office, where people are coming in to decorate. And all he did was take these 2 sprays. We have them in 2 different sizes. This one's $11 and this one's $7. Spiked it into the center of the foam and then decorated around. And of course they're wired, so you can straighten them up a little bit. I know they're a little curved right here. But you can work with it, play with it, and then just plant yourself up a bunch of small trees. I know come the holiday season, in December, a lot of our customers are asking us about the Norfolk pines and all that stuff. And Norfolk pines are great, but the prices vary greatly up and down. Here's something that you could do, and maybe a proposal to a client. Sell them 6 of each, and they can spread them around the office, and everybody has room on a desk, right? It's a little bit of Christmas, but not too conspicuous, not too gaudy or too flashy. Just a fun little arrangement. Or maybe perhaps someone in a convalescent center or a rehab center for the holidays. This would make a nice little holiday grouping that can set on the desk. Tim keeps sliding these over towards me, so I'm sure he wants me to show you that they come in the natural green as well as the snow brushed as well. Both of them very popular too. You know, the amaryllis arrangement is still one of the most popular. Every year we look to try to find the nicest red and the white amaryllis. In some of our other stores, they laugh and they're like, you always are looking for amaryllis. I said, because they're wonderful to make a quick and simple holiday arrangement. David's taken some of the glitter twigs and attached them to form this amaryllis topiary. A little bit of ribbon treatment here at the neck. Excuse me, I'm sorry. A little bit of ribbon and some pine at the base. A couple of pine cones and millimeter balls, and away you go. You're all done. In this case, David's used that red ceramic container. We have that same container in black. If you have some glass thrown around the store, You could take some of the Dresden paint and airbrush some gold or silver, so you can make whatever color you want. If you wanted to add something to this, maybe David used gold accents. You could take a little bit of gold paint and just sponge a little pattern on that container as well, just to upscale a little bit, make it a little bit more different. I think that's a great, fun, and easy arrangement. Another designer that we know had taken rubber bands, and before she airbrushed the container, she wrapped the rubber bands around the container at different levels, then airbrushed it, then took the rubber bands off after it dried, so she had some nice clean lines. You can also lay things on top of it, whether you're going to put a pattern on there, or you could just lay a medallion and outline it, something like that. All that's possible with the airbrushing. You can have fun. And the great thing about it, if it doesn't work, just spray paint over it. We had some large ceramic containers back at the store years ago. They probably had 8 layers of paint on it. One day they were white, one day they're black, another day they're gold. So if you want to experiment, you're not going to lose anything, just have fun. Let me go to this. Let's finish this one first. I thought I'd catch the video and then swing it back. David's taken the black cylinder base, a 6-inch black cylinder base. Almost a neat arrangement for Valentine's Day, isn't it? We made it a little bit less glitzy, a little bit more red, and maybe some diamond blings. That'd be fun for Valentine's Day. With just 2 roses, a couple of the pheasant feathers, seeing how he's curved them to make that heart shape right through the middle. A couple of the ornaments and another silk rose at the base of that. Little ribbon tree. Ribbon is so inexpensive, as I mentioned. To do one of those ribbon roses, maybe 50 cents or 70 cents. Well, to make a bow, it's not any different. It's about 50 cents or $1, but it adds a lot to the arrangement. It just gives you a different texture and look. Here's the other container. It's very similar to that taller draped vase that David used in the gold. It's got that beautiful brush look to it. It'll never show on the video, so only you will actually have the behind. Oh, David did this arrangement as well. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. These are spray. They come up, I think all of these sprays are off of one pick. So it's a very affordable piece to use. David's used up some of the burgundy millimeter balls, a couple of the ornaments, the finial ornaments, those are great. And sometimes, David has buried the tops of the ornament where the little gold cap is on the top with the wire. Sometimes I'll show those on the top, just so people realize, it's just an ornament in the arrangement. It's up to you. It's kind of like salt and pepper. Just add to taste or use it the way you want it to be used. But a nice, elegant centerpiece, maybe for a coffee table or sofa table, something very simple. It's very vintage Christmas look, isn't it? Like an antique red and green. Kim has done a great job using some pears and pine cones. She's got a couple of partridges in there as well, just to make a very vintage, natural Christmas. Maybe you have a cottage up north, a little log cabin setting. This would be an excellent accent piece for the holidays for you. One of the things I wanted to point out is this ribbon that's in here. It's a new ribbon from Kim Nielsen. We just literally got it in on Friday. And I think Kim just added it to the arrangements this morning so we can talk about it. It's called shag wire. And it feels just like remember those shag carpeting in the 70s? Which feels like they've taken some of that shag carpeting and just added it to a wire. And it runs $10.20, and I believe there's like 25 yards on it. And we have it in the 2 colors. The thing I like about it is it takes something, it gives it just a little bit more of a vintage look, or if you're looking to add a little bit more of a natural texture, it does that, but it has some body so that you can work with it and make it do what you want it to do. If you just took yarn, it would just flop, right? And it wouldn't really give you that same look. Because it's wired, you can manipulate it and make it look just the way you want it to. Do you have a question? This just came in, and I believe it's in the dry aisle.
It is in the basket.
I'm sorry.
In the dry aisle, there's baskets.
It's in the dry aisle in a basket on the wall. Just like the paper wrapped wire that we use sometimes, the textured wire, we kept it with the dried material, so it might be a little harder to find, but we can get it. The nice thing about it too is Kenneth Nielsen has inventory this, so if we sell out, we can get more. This is the third container, just with that same look to it, very almost a vintage Christmas. This one has some bells and says Merry Christmas on the front of it. Kim's been very traditional, added some cinnamon sticks. That's always a great thing to add. One of the things with artificial arrangements is that we find when you go into a home and there's a lot of tree or garlands and wreaths, but they're all artificial, you don't get that fresh scent, right? By adding some cinnamon sticks or a little bit of that touch to it, you pick up a little bit of that fragrance. So it works on the senses to kind of nail down that, hey, it's Christmas time, and here we have a beautiful arrangement. She's taken the basket here, added some dried fruit. The sliced oranges, I think, are a great look with the pine cones and lotus pods. And you can see, I think she raked that knife a little too tight. We got that really cute feather there. That's all right. Beautiful apples. I think we got a great apple this year. Last year I thought we had the ugliest apple and it sold out right away. So whatever. But it was that bright red. And if you ever get apples that are really bright red and they're just too red, if you take a little like glossy wood tone paint, you can tone it down and you can get into this nice rich red delicious color as well. But this is the color that they come in this year. I think it's a great color, especially to do a nice natural Christmas. Kim's taken two popular items, the snow sled. Does everybody remember that from last year? We had it in two different sizes. I'm going to attempt to tip this so you can see that sled. It's really kind of cool, isn't it? It has the natural runners with it. And then she's also added the ski poles. So I'm not sure, maybe the skier uses the sled to pull his beard or something.
No, it's all winter sports. You got sledding, you got ski,
sledding, ski, and ice skates right at the base of that. I think
snowball.
Just a fun arrangement, I think. Just something that maybe you have a friend that just moved down to Florida and you want to send them an arrangement to Michigan. Wouldn't that be a great arrangement? It's got everything all in one. So there you go. And I love the natural snowballs too. Better than having your kids throw them through the house, you can buy them a bag of these and let them wail away. Nice. We have two different sizes.
I know what different snowballs.
Just as you come in the front door, we have that beautiful tree, and it's got that orangey copper look to it. I thought that's really nice. And David decorated that tree. I think he did a great job. But one of the sad things was I looked around and he didn't have a lot of accompanying pieces to go with it. So I thought, well, when I'm doing my pieces, I'm going to find something. And I came up with the next two arrangements, and this was one. I've used the leopard print and the tiger print ornaments as a base in the arrangement, a little bit of the copper wire, and then I've also added some of the ribbon, copper ribbon, and then some of the leopard print ribbon as well to the center of that. I've added a little bit of the pine. I love this bonsai pine. It's really long. Did you see it out there? It's very affordable, and it comes in a nice long spray, and I cut it up. This is just one spray, but I was able to get a lot of cuttings, so I could really stretch that out. Now on this side, I've used the artificial pheasant feathers, so I could just play with them a little bit. And I have to tell you, I tried to paint them. They didn't paint very well, so I just stuck with the natural look to them. And then this little cluster of feathers here, we have them in like a copper, we have it in a burgundy, and then we have it in a bright green. That's a great cluster, just to add a little different texture, and then some millimeter balls as well to finish it.